So you're thinking about moving to Hayden Lake, Idaho, and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Hayden Lake. Well, you're in the right spot. That's exactly what we're going to cover in this video today. We're here at Cafe Meister in Hayden, Idaho. It's a great place to grab your cup of coffee before you hit it. So if that's the video you're looking for, you're in the right spot. Stick around to the very end. We've got lots of wonderful information for you about Hayden Lake, Idaho. Let's go. If this is your first time to the channel, be sure to subscribe, tap that notification bell so you can be the first to learn about the current market conditions here in North Idaho. My name is Seth, I'm a retired police officer. This is my lovely and talented wife, Kristen, and we get calls, texts, and emails all the time from people just like you trying to get more information about North Idaho. So whether you're looking to move right now or 12 months from now, give us a call, text, or email. We would love to help you make that smooth move right here. So when we talk about Hayden and Hayden Lake, it's really a tale of two cities because we've got the city of Hayden, which is a population of about 17,000 and incorporates a big geographic area. And then Hayden Lake, I'll show you on a map right here. Hayden Lake is a much smaller geographical area. It's really just around the golf courses, and that's a population of less than 1,000. So you really have those two cities combined for this lake, and that's kind of what encompasses Hayden Lake right here. Hayden Lake is actually really big. If you look out here, it doesn't look that huge, but the shoreline is 40 miles all the way around the shoreline, and it's about 178 feet deep. And I know you're gonna ask this, it's the second largest lake in Kootenai County, Coeur d'Alene Lake being the first.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So living waterfront is definitely on Seth and my bucket list, but we always go back to the pros and cons of what it would be like living on waterfront. Hayden Lake is special in the sense that you have different styles. So you can live right on the lake and be situated on the water. But there's also a lot of homes where you have a waterfront home, but it's secondary. So there's a road in between you and the water. So you would have to cross that road to get down to your dock, like where we are currently right now. So what are some of the other pros and cons that we've talked about?
Well, I guess I'll throw in some features actually. So like as a guy, I think about these things, drinking water, sewer, things like that. A lot of these homes on the lake pump their sewage up and then it goes into like a city sewer. Some of them have their own septic, and then drinking water. This is kind of interesting. 40% of the homes on the lake actually pull their drinking water from the lake. Obviously you need to filter it. There's all kinds of bacteria and things in there. So they have filtration systems in the homes, but I thought that was an interesting fact.
That is very interesting. Yeah, I was surprised to hear that as well.
We should also talk about docks a little bit.
Oh, yes.
I know you did a lot of research on this. You probably forgot all the facts, but I remember some of them. So the docks, you need to get an encroachment permit for the dock. So if you're buying a home, you want to have your real estate agent check on the encroachment permits and then check on that yourself to make sure that the dock is permitted correctly the way it's supposed to be. You can get new permits for docks. They have to meet certain criteria.
Yeah, that was one thing I was looking at. Can we still get docks if someone buys land or they buy a house that doesn't have one? And yes, they're still available. You can still get one.
Yes, and surprisingly, you get that permit through the Idaho Department of Lands. I know that doesn't make sense since we're talking about water. However, that's where you would go to get the permit and any questions you would have about the permitting process. But they kind of limit you on size of docks. I think it's 700 square feet for a single family dock.
That's right, yeah.
And then 1,100 square feet for a shared family dock. So two families sharing one dock could be up to 1,100
I also thought it was interesting because in Idaho, I think in general, you can't have the hardtop decks on your dock. So you can have a canopy, but it has to be like a tarp-like cover.
Yeah, it has to be removable.
Yeah.
Except for that guy right there, but we won't tell.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
So yeah, there's a lot of rules around it, and that's good. It's meant to protect everyone else that lives on the lake. It's fairly exclusive to be able to buy a lake house. So you want to, if that's your life goal and you end up there, you want to be able to protect and preserve that style of life. So it makes sense to us for sure.
So if you're not fortunate enough to live lakefront, you can still have a boat. And there is one marina on Hayden Lake where you can store your boat if you're lucky enough to get a slip. If not, there's a boat launch.
Coincidentally, it's called Hayden Lake Marina. So
that's right.
there we go.
Should we go check it out?
Let's go check it out.
So here we are at Hayden Lake Marina in Cooper Bay.
This is a beautiful spot. I love marinas. I love the vibe. It's super chill. This marina is the only place you can buy gas on Hayden Lake, right there. So that's a great feature. They've got 223 boat slips here. So that's a large amount of boats.
Yeah.
They do have a wait list. It's 40 people. That could take several years to get through there. So if you're looking to get a spot in the marina, best thing is to get on the wait list as soon as possible. But I do think
they have some available that are under 20 feet.
That's true. I called and talked to them, so they have some boat slips available for boats under 20 feet long. So that's an option. A lot of boats tend to be over that. That's probably why there are some available, for sure. And some of the slips are covered, some are not covered. So something to think about too. But it's a great location. There's also the Boathouse Restaurant right here. So you have waterfront dining, looking out over the marina, like a great atmosphere. They've got a full bar, a really good menu, and you know, you can't beat the views for sure. This is one of the very few public swimming areas on Hayden Lake. This is Honeysuckle Beach, and it's a great place to bring the family. There's a dock that surrounds the whole swimming area, so you can kind of keep an eye on the kids a lot easier that way. Very popular spot to fish as well, and it's one of the 3 boat launches on Hayden Lake. We've got this one, we've got the one at the Marina, and then Sportsman's Park, which is up on the north end of Hayden Lake as well.
Hayden Lake is awesome for recreational opportunities. There's boating, so you can do anything on the boat that you want. Wake surfing, wakeboarding, water skiing, anything.
Jet skis. You've got all the human powered boating as well. Paddleboarding, super popular right here in this bay. Kayaking, canoeing, things like that. Of course, swimming. So you can do it all here, and that's something we definitely wanted to mention. I also wanted to talk a little bit about this, how the lake is fed and where the water goes, because people don't realize Hayden Lake does not have a dam. This levee that we're standing on is to control the water flow in the spring so it doesn't flood out into that meadow, which is what it used to do. Hayden Lake is fed by 3 creeks, and the water that comes out, it actually just leaches into the aquifer underneath and feeds all of the wells in the valley here.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Another cool fact, when they were building this levee, they were dredging in the lake here and they tapped into something that opened up a whirlpool.
So crazy.
So they had to fill that out. I'm not sure how they did it, but they ended up filling that whirlpool and getting it to shut off. So it's in there somewhere, lurking.
All right, let's talk about home prices because I know that's what everyone's curious about.
That's the big question all the time, for sure.
Yeah. So the lowest current active house right now on Hayden Lake is 1.5 million on the east side of the lake. So that's a bit of a drive. It's not super close to town, and that is not including condos.
Gotcha. So the highest price currently is 5.7 million. It's on 5 acres, which is a huge chunk of land. It's also got 250 feet of lakefront, a dock, you know.
2 docks.
2 docks, gorgeous. So that's that price range. Obviously, even on the low end, it's not cheap to live on the lake, as we all know, but that's the price you pay for the lifestyle. So it's like, if you're coming here for that lifestyle, just know, as of 2023, that's the price range you're looking at. Thank you for joining us on this tour of Hayden Lake. This is an absolutely beautiful lake to live in North Idaho. We love it up here, and we're happy to showcase it for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed it, and remember, whether you're looking to move right now or 12 months from now, give us a call, text, or email. We would love to help you make that smooth move right here to Hayden Lake.